The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Here we are on a Monday where the Cowboys came to Arizona and lost. And all of us had it wrong. So, welcome to Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. You know the crew. Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church, I'm Newey Scruggs. Oof.
Yeah, buddy.
Oof. 28-16. Oof. So
that's ugly.
Yes, we all had it going a different way. I had Dallas winning 32-16. Yeah. Church, you had Dallas winning 28-10. Heckma, you had Dallas winning 35-13. Danny, you had Dallas winning 27-10. We all ate the cheese. We all came up wrong.
That was real.
We should have known. I just want to say that because you came on here, and I was thinking about it. You came on here and said something that you thought was positive, and we just so eating the cheese so much we didn't even look at it and say what. So you talked to CD Lamb. And CD Lamb say, "Nah, we know the real test ain't till week 5."
Oh, man.
And we came in.
You did say that. You did say that.
And we sat there and we was like, "Yeah, you right. Is." He said, "Yeah, they focused."
Well, he said it. I had the Kool-Aid like this.
Yeah, you right. We ain't gonna be testing week 5. They know.
That's kind of a mischaracterization.
What'd you say? Okay. I'm just.
So he talked about, all right, we're 2-0. Everybody's 2-0 right now. It's not really something to measure it by. By about week 5, we should know what we've basically. Like, by week 5, we should kind of know where we and where other teams are. We should kind of get a better sense.
That's better. That's better.
That's a little better.
So Twitter.
He right.
Twitter decided to put it out there.
We don't know who they are.
They tried to take that little bit and just say, "Hey, you're not worried about these guys. You're worried about the 49ers." So it wasn't in that case. But
I'm sorry, CD, but okay. By week 5, I hope we know.
Still wasn't good. So
I can't wait to hear your justifications.
The spoon was standing straight up in the Kool-Aid. That's how much sugar it had.
I can't wait to hear this. Come on, my bad, dog. My bad. LSU won this week, but go ahead.
Toledo.
Yeah, Toledo too.
Pembroke won.
Oh, shout out there. K-State, North Texas.
My 2 schools, man.
They lost?
Ah, man, come on.
Rough weekend.
Goodness.
to play it around one more time.
Hurry up.
Play it around one more time.
All right.
What you got going on?
Where we at? Somebody's sparking off. I got to hear it.
Where? Point your finger.
Huh?
Go ahead, point your finger.
Nah, I mean, we already talked offline about this. I want to hear.
Oh, no.
Listen. No.
You shot the first text on this.
Yeah, No. Because I want to be the first to say I got on here. Okay, 2 weeks in a row. I was like, hey, as long as our defense is playing this way and Big Mike is going to stick to the game plan and not let the noise get to him, hey, kicking a field goal, kicking it to end every drive is good, then we okay. And then for some reason we get into the game and the noise or something, oh, man, we going to get this one, and we don't kick the field goal. And that let me know everything I needed to know about where we were in that game.
You talk about the 4th and 4 in the fourth
and 4
in the second half.
Hey, man, listen, you either trust your defense or you don't, okay? Even if you feel that confident in what you can do in the red zone, your recipe for success over the last 2 weeks has been what? Continue to drive the ball down the field, get points, get out of there, let your defense play.
Get out the way.
And then we get in, I'm like, oh, well, here we go. The pressure's on. Pressure's on. Didn't feel good, but I did get to the end of the game, and I said, man, I might understand why Big Mike running the ball in the red zone. Because based on how it finished, I guess we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But no, I'm not going when you was going church. I'm gonna let you get there first. I'm not going.
Talking about the lab? Huh? The lab where we was mixing chemicals?
No, the lab was good. I mean, I sent a couple text messages and I was like, Big Mike is cooking. You know what I'm saying? The red zone, we stalled out, but I would rather just, hey man, if you're gonna stall out, kick the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Go ahead, man. Yeah. Go ahead. Don't hold
so
back.
So now you're going to do the aqua salads.
Okay, let me read the text.
So you're going to do the aqua salad.
No, you don't have to do that, man. I mean, initially, my initial response after this game, I was disappointed. I was disappointed because in the text, you said, look, they sleepwalking. And that would have been the last thing that I would have expected from this team because they are unproven. They would come out and play the same way that they played over the first couple of weeks, but they came out and they just sleptwalked, especially through that first half. And to me, I think as we were going through the game, there were things that Mike was doing, like you were saying to yourself, okay, that's a great call. You're in your bag right now. You're keeping the ball moving. You're really keeping this defense, letting Dan Quinn make whatever adjustments that he needs to make right now because obviously the Cardinals saw something on tape that they exposed. And it's the same old thing, run defense. Run defense over and over and over again. And we know as we go through the week, we're going to talk about what this next team coming up is going to expose as well. But, man, nothing could have prepared me for the lack of effort on the defensive side. It just couldn't. Nothing could have prepared me for that. And it was one of those things, like I kept saying to myself, like, damn, we seriously underestimated these dudes. And y'all may not remember this, man, but Mike Tyson was the baddest man in the world February 10th, 1990, before he met Buster Douglas the next day. And the next day, Buster Douglas showed the world that he bleed like us, right? And after that, the curtain was down.
Yeah.
I think everybody know about this defense every offensive tackle in the world was scared of Micah Parsons. They ain't this morning because they saw this is how you beat him. You put 12 personnel out there. You bring those tight ends out to his side. You wash him down, and you take those guards and those tackles and counter them out on those safeties. And James Conner should have had 200 yards. Yeah. If he had any speed, he'd have had 200 yards. You know, so look, it was disappointment on my side on what I felt for this team. I felt like they sleptwalked through it. Man, but hopefully they'll look at the tape and just take this as a learning experience because, man, they have to be better than this, especially over these next couple of stretches of games.
No, you guys are both right. I mean, they got to play better overall. I mean, in all three phases. Well, I don't know. Special teams, they balled out. I ain't going to lie. That return from Turpin could have been huge, but the penalty happened.
29 was out there making a whole bunch of tackles, too. I always want to put a spotlight on CJ. He was out there doing what he was supposed to do.
Right. But, so special teams did their thing. But there was three things to me that kind of stood out in this game. One, they went back in time and got into the penalty box again. 13 penalties for 107 yards. We haven't seen those type of numbers since 2021. We thought that was behind us. So the penalties definitely hurt this team overall. They kept them behind the change and kept Dak in those third and long situations. Right. Then you looked at it. Y'all both already hit on it. You talk about this defense. It was disappointing at the fact that not only did they get in 12 personnel and kind of just jam it down this defense through the gut, but they were also able to hit the edges as well. Usually it's one or the other. Either you're going to be able to gut this team or you're going to be able to hit the outside. But Arizona was able to do both of those things, and then they got into that 11 personnel. And when Dan Quinn loves to run that three safety, we got the down safety and the two guys up top. They saw that, and they exploited it with the run game. They put more in the backfield, saw that speed, and he was hamstring busting guys all the way down the sideline. So they got him in that 11 personnel, and they ran it down the throat of those safeties. And you saw it. The holes were open. They were like 5 yards wide out there. So to me, that was another thing that stood out. And then you talk about the offensive side of the football. There was a couple mistakes, game plan wise and just scheme wise out there that we saw. There was a couple plays where Mike McCarthy, he was doing his thing. He was in his bag, getting CeeDee Lamb the ball early and often. You saw Gallup out there. He showed up. I mean, he was balling as well. But when you get down to the red zone, man, you got to punch it in. You got to find a way to punch it in. And we talked about this 2 weeks ago when it was in, what was that, New York? Or was it where they were in their red zone? I think they went 2 for 6. And we all kind of brush it off like, they finished with a kick. But when you go against teams that are going to test you a little bit, nobody up here, including myself, thought Arizona was going to test Dallas. No. You got to be able to finish those drives off, especially when you're inside the 10-yard line. We got to find a way to punch the ball into the end zone. But to me, this was the first game where Mike was kind of tested as an offensive play caller. Because if you look at it, the first 2 weeks, he didn't have to really do much. In New York, they were up 19-0 before the national anthem was done. The following week, you up 13-0. So he just had to play to his defense. This was the first game where offensively this team needed to put it on their shoulders, and they weren't able to get the job done.
Last night, I heard you on the post-game show talk about that Rondale Moore play specifically, about that 3 safety look, and it was that scheme. I'm studying you. We got the personnel that y'all came out with the look that we were looking for all week, and it was like their eyes got that big when they saw Jaron Kearse sitting back there, and they gave that two-way go just as a safety. How do you attack a situation like that when they got you walled off, basically, and it's you one-on-one with the guy, and if you don't make that tackle,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. But then not only do you not make the tackle, he burn you.
Hamstring busters. And Daddy, you know this just as well as I do. When you in that middle of the field and you see those C's part like that, and you see it's one-on-one with that running back, that's one of the hardest things in football because he has a two-way go, and he's running straight at you. Either you're flat foot or you trying to just go and shoot your shot. I was always, man, look, I'm going to shoot my shot, and if I miss, I miss. But that's a tough situation, man.
I think one thing I just wanted to add to one of the disappointing, but then something that I'm feeling good about with the defense is if you watch our defensive line, all right, we always talk about you got to earn the right to pass rush, all right? It didn't look like it looked like they just wanted to get out there and pass rush. I think what we got caught doing a few times as well is we're taking on these pulling linemen from the opposite side, traps and leads, counters, right, and counters. And we're getting caught in those spikes, right? Micah going underneath, the 3 technique going underneath, and then they're getting washed. So when they come around, it's a tight edge, and the safeties and the linebackers who need to get over the top,
that's tough.
They're not getting over there. I saw Marquise Bell get stuck inside on one of those, and Van Der Esch didn't get over the top. And it happened a couple times, but a lot of times when you see it, we're lined up. The linemen are going, when we call spike, they're lined up in the outside gap, and on the snap of the ball, they're going inside. And when you get pulling guards and pulling tackles in those type of situations, if you're not knocking those guys off track,
penetration,
you in for a long, and that's when the safeties are looking at guys running up on them like that with nobody touching them. And we got caught in that for almost every single one of those big runs, 26-yard run, 40-yard. We got caught in that position every time. But the thing about it is, that's something that's correctable to me. Like, so when you go back and you watch the film and you say, hey, what happened to us on this play? All right, hey man, if you're gonna spike, you gotta knock those pulling guards off that track, because if they could just come around and get up on those safeties and those linebackers, then we don't have a shot. Okay, so maybe you run less of that. Or maybe you run it in a different situation. But I think we got caught in some stuff that you can coach yourself out of or call a different play to get you out of. So I'm not feeling as bad, but we just got caught in it so many times. And I want to get back on this Mozzie Smith thing, okay? But we drafted in the first round for a specific reason, and we had thought kind of that we had changed it, but we do know New York got away from the run. I mean, not New York. Yeah, actually, the Jets got away from the run, and then we were up so much on the Giants that they couldn't run, and now we're like, oh, here we go. Here it is. And, we didn't show up. So that's unfortunate, but I still got faith. That red zone offense does have to get fixed. They got to get better, man.
So from the defensive standpoint, stay right there. The first half, 5 possessions, 5 scores. Field goal, touchdown, field goal. I mean, just right there.
We gave up 10 points up to that.
Then in the second half,
up to that.
Arizona had the ball 4 times. Punt, touchdown, end of game. So the defense did not get it done at all. And then on the other side, we talk about the Cowboys, offensive line. And we all got the text. Said, okay, no Zach Martin, no Tyler Biotish. And Tyler Smith is a game-time decision, and he ended up dressing but did not play. That did have that was a part of the problem. Especially when you talk about you got 10 penalties in the first half alone of the 13. They clearly were not congruent in terms of what you need to be on an offensive line front.
I'm telling you this. I ain't never been so mad with how many times they cut to my man dressed out in full pads on the sideline.
Why? Thank you.
I'm watching the game and I'm like, what, bro? What?
Why they keep showing this man?
Why is he in full pads?
Yeah.
What? Why captain? Was the captain that week?
Yeah, he was. He was the captain.
Why is he in full pad? Like, don't even. Now we just putting the spotlight on. We know this. But you know why I'm on it. You know why I'm on this topic. All right, and it just don't. I was just mad every time I saw it. Every time.
Were you mad that you saw it, or were you mad because you saw Chuma struggling?
Nah, listen. Listen. As much as the offensive line struggled, I still think we still had a shot.
It had a shot.
I think we still had a shot. Yes, I would have hoped. I'm more mad because I'm like, bro, we already knew this was gonna happen. But am I mad that I saw him struggling, or am I mad that we continue to put ourselves in a situation where there's a guy or group of whatever it is, the guy behind them needs to be a possible starter because they're gonna get a lot of time.
What I didn't get is when, and this happened in the pregame, Christy Scales talked about it on the pregame show. Adoga at left tackle, I was surprised.
Why would they put Tyler out there?
Right,
yeah.
I know Tyler Smith was coming back. That was my bigger surprise is if I'm going to move somebody at left tackle, even though it's Tyler Smith's first game, I'd rather have him out there than Udoka, who seems more like a guard to me.
I wasn't surprised at that. I mean, I was more surprised at how he struggled, especially how good he looked at guard for just playing for the first time at guard. I figured they'd been practicing all week with Tyler Smith at left guard and probably Tyron at left tackle. So you show up on game day, we just can't switch it right here on the spot, especially with a guy like Udoka who has the most experience by playing tackle. But it's just, look, the thing for me is they're not going to give the Cowboys any excuses about the offensive line, period. That's not going to happen, all right? But the play calling, you've been talking about guys like Brandon Cooks, all right? Brandon Cooks being the difference maker for the wide receiver room, bringing these guys together. And it seemed like to me the wide receiver room took a step back, all right? And I don't know if it's look, I know if you play football, you put on the helmet, you used to contact and you're not scared of nothing. So I don't never say football players scared. But when I looked at Brandon Cooks, it was a third down. He catches a curl route. He can turn around. He's got yak opportunity, and he backs up for 5 yards.
He thought that dude was close.
Honestly, usually they are.
Usually, come on, dog. First thing you thought, like, what you doing, bro?
Oh yeah, when I seen it from my vantage point, I'm like, come on, turn around and go. From him, he was probably like, oh, this dude's about to hit. Then 5 yards later, he's like, oh man, what?
This is why I'm not gonna fight B Cooks on that because he played the game long enough and probably got hit after catching that ball so many times where he's like, all right, I just need to be ready for it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I can take.
Come on, you don't give nobody no excuses.
No,
and he was in. That was zone. That linebacker was coming out. He knew that all I got to do is throttle down on this curl. The guys behind me, all you got to do is come on.
Now hold on. I'm from the Mike Tomlin here. Okay, I ain't gonna make no excuse for getting the first down. Right. He ran the route. He ran the route. He caught the ball. He got the first down. I ain't gonna make no excuse. Can he get some yak? Yeah, I will talk about. Hey man, we got to throw the ball a little deeper. My man, every deep pass is like stop, wait, come back, almost back shoulder. Like, hey man, throw it out there. You got some fast dudes out there. Put it out there. Let them run underneath and catch it, and we can get that done.
Did he have enough time with the way the offensive line was leaking a little bit to do that? Let's take a break. When we come back, Dak Prescott, you up, Ned? You up, hey, church. Get it ready. Get it ready.
I'm just chilling, man.
All right. Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos.
Just chilling.
DallasCowboys.com radio.
Those picks weren't on him.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of you and everyone else absolutely loving new smoothie bowls from Smoothie King. And woo, me too. These smoothie bowls start with acai and pitaya and are handcrafted with fresh toppings like sliced bananas, sweet berries, crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. New smoothie bowls, only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Check out the latest and greatest addition to tours at AT&T Stadium and at the Star in Frisco. Meet Jerry Jones, an interactive experience. Get a peek behind the curtain and into the fascinating life of Jerry Jones with a focus on innovative fan experience. In partnership with AT&T, this interactive technology gives tourgoers the opportunity to ask Mr. Jones a variety of questions. For more information and to book your tour, visit DallasCowboys.com/tours.
Thank you, Heckman Harrison. Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. Oh, man. Heckman Harrison, Barry Church, Daniel McCray. I'm Newey Scruggs. Let's get the score.
Hey, now he played it off. He played it off.
That's right. We played it off.
He played it off.
Yeah, right.
He played it off.
Atlanta against Detroit. Ooh. That was a 20-6 Lions win. McCray, you had it Detroit 24-20. Heckma, you had it Detroit 24-17. Church, you had it Detroit 28-21.
You don't even know you picked.
I thought I had a letter on it for a second.
I had it 24-23 Detroit. Saints at Green Bay.
Man.
Packers win 18-17. I had it Packers 27-20. Church, you had it Packers 31-24. Heckma, you had it Saints 20-13.
Who that?
D-Mac, you had it Saints 20-17.
They did.
Call went down.
Chargers 28-24.
We out west, baby. We out west.
I had
it west, baby. Stop
36-28 Minnesota. Church, you had it 31-24. Chargers, Heckma, you had it 30-24. Chargers.
We out west.
D-Mac, you were with me. Minnesota 31-28.
Hey, put the word out.
Brandon State. Put the word out.
Put the word out. Yes, that is facts.
And your guy almost blew it too.
I'm worried. I ain't gonna lie. I'm worried. I ain't gonna lie, man.
So let's not act like he's the only person called the player who struggled.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm worried, man, because
it's 3 weeks in a row.
4th and 1, and you do a fullback counter?
Hey, man,
come on, man.
Is Staley trying to get
looks
fired?
like it. It looks like it.
I mean, this is an attempt to get.
We talking about Kellen or Staley? Okay,
Staley
looking terrible, man.
But I'm
worried. I'm worried, man, because
this man, he got 4 downs to get a first down and pretty much close the game out. This man
he took a fullback draw.
A fullback?
Who called it?
It's frightening.
Kellen called it.
All right, that's why I said I can't really give him.
Trying to get that job. That's what Kellen's trying to get that job.
Nah, I know. Yeah. No, because you gonna get him started.
I didn't go.
You gonna get him started.
You already know. It's already knew.
Learn from the bit. Now, come on. Come on, man. That's Newey's words.
Let me show you how I did it.
I said it.
Show you how I did it back in the day.
I'm worried though, man. Oof.
Yeah. You should be worried. Should be worried. So okay, so that we'll pick Monday night's games. We got 2 games tonight. We'll do that here.
I'll
give you the floor.
Yeah, man.
You want to talk about number 4?
Yeah, man. So, man, yesterday I'm not gonna kill him too bad. I'm not gonna kill him too bad because Yes, was that interception god-awful in the back of the end zone? Of course it was. I mean, it was quadruple coverage back there. And he said he tried to fit it between the man's ears, behind the ear. I don't know. That was a tough decision. I never played quarterback, so I can't sit here and get on it too I never played the quarterback
he gonna
position.
play this?
He doesn't.
You ain't played none of the positions. You be talking about safety.
But quarterback's a different position.
He's so good.
I ain't gonna kill it too crazy, man. But what hurt him is they got outside of themselves. When's the last time we saw here, besides the 83 snap game last week, because it was 83 snaps, so everybody's uptick is going to go up, but 40 pass attempts?
Yeah.
I mean, we getting back into my man Kellen, that type of situation where you know the formula. You know the formula to win games. You got an historically great defense on that side of the football. Were they leaky a little bit yesterday? Without a doubt. But you still got to have some type of faith in them because, like you always say, proof, time, and consistency, Dan Quinn has showed you that he can come through for you in the clutch. But to go out there and just throw the ball 40 times, to me, that's getting into that area where it's not yourself and you're putting it more on Dak to lead or to put it on his shoulders instead of the defense. So I feel like they did a little bit of an injustice for him right there. But overall, it comes down to this, man. Dak, he's got to make better decisions when throwing the ball in those type of situations. And we talked about this all last year. You can't compound the mistake. You see where you want to go with the football, but if it's crowded and muddy like that, use your legs. We've seen it happen in that game. He was able to scramble. He was able to get those first downs and those yards. Get out of the pocket, throw the football away, or check it down. You can't compound the issue by throwing into triple and quadruple coverage because that was a big point in the game. Yeah. That was it right there. So, like I said, I'm not on killing too much because I feel like it's a combination of play calling and the offensive system that they put in there for that game. But he's just got to make better decisions with the football. And,
Barry.
And that's it.
Barry.
I don't want to kill the man. I don't want to kill the man.
It ain't about killing, it's about telling the truth, Barry.
It is.
All right? We talk, bro,
tell
come on,
the
man.
truth, Barry.
Come on, man. And I'm not, listen, I'm not on here to kill him either. I'm just saying this. Okay, over the first 2 weeks, especially especially you, when I was like, man, he almost threw it, and that don't count. He ain't throw it. Okay, got away with another one before he threw that. Okay, not on play calling. I'm with you. Yeah. That ain't on play calling, bro. That's a simple read. And a linebacker is playing the middle zone right there. He almost threw it right to him.
Yep.
Okay, then we come back in the red zone. Okay, triple coverage. Yeah. Triple.
That's a lot of
okay,
people.
behind whose ear? So I'm just saying
where.
So what happens is you continue to get away with that stuff because they drop in interceptions because Sauce Gardner should have had one.
Yeah.
All right.
Should have been
you
two.
come in here and you get away with it, so you continue to do that type of stuff where I'm like, okay, if he's dynamic now and using his legs, then he has an opportunity to extend plays. So I don't feel like he's as comfortable as I want him to be. He is using his legs a little more, but he has to be better with reading these coverages, looking guys off, or just taking what the defense gives you. He does it. For the most part now, he's been doing that. Throw it to the tight end. Mm-hmm. But eventually, okay, week 4, 5, 6, they're going to sit on these short routes.
They have been.
And they're waiting for you to do that. So in my mind, I'm like, that's why I said Mike McCarthy's going to keep opening up the playbook, and we're going to see some double moves, a little bit of extra stuff. But my biggest issue with Dak over the last few weeks is we said Brandon Cooks is going to be your deep threat guy. Okay, you have Michael Gallup, who look fast, look like he can catch the deep ball, and then you also have CeeDee Lamb. For some reason, we are one of the only teams, as I'm watching NFL Red Zone on Sundays, who have not been able to throw one of those long, deep passes where the receiver runs up underneath it and catches it. It's always one of those ones where you got to stop and come back. It looks like a back shoulder. The pass interference, the potential pass interference catch that we saw, Michael Gallup, I felt was
we had 3-4 steps on him,
and it should have been just thrown over his shoulder. So I think the connection with the receivers and Dak being able to throw the ball a little bit further so they can run up underneath it and have a true big play. I think that's where I want to see the improvement with Dak.
18 pressures, 2 sacks. He was under duress, didn't have 3 of his offensive linemen. Look, I'm not going to give this man any other excuses when it comes down to where your ball needs to be placed. That one that you're talking about to Mike G, man, you put that one on the rope, you put that in the corner and give him an opportunity to make that play. But CeeDee Lamb on that fade route, you got to compete for that ball.
Yes.
You can't throw. You got to compete for that ball. You can't throw your hands up thinking that you're gonna get the PI.
Ball still up.
The ball. Look, Brandon Cooks. I don't know when he became this intermediary route running guy, but that's kind of the way that they pegged him in the slot position. Down in the red zone, you got to help your quarterback out there, dog. You can't run to the contact. He's running to the contact. Mm-hmm. All right, CeeDee Lamb, you've got to do better at your. Just getting off the ball for CeeDee Lamb, especially in this game, they looked like they had him blanketed. But the one play for me, like I was like, come on, Dak, I can't defend this, is the fourth and goal. Jalen Hurts, this hurts my heart to say. Jalen Hurts are the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. You got to make a play right there, dog. You can't throw that ball into triple coverage. You can't throw the ball. You know you got to make a play. If y'all going to trust that you're not going to kick a field goal right there, and we got to get points. And it's you and one man. That's it. It's you and one man. Come on now. If you got to be a playmaker, and you got to make that play, because I know a dude in your division that would have made that play.
Man, that's big tackle from Heck.
Makes it consistently. Yeah. And, my man Heck calls him a running quarterback.
I don't like him. Ironhead Hayward, I don't like him at all now.
And then to be positive here, all these things to me can be fixed. I don't know about the interception thing. I'm not like he's like I know I'm gonna throw less than 10. He lucky they dropped him. Okay, because he'd be halfway to 10 right now. And I'm not shooting no slobs. You watch the tape. They are dropping them, throwing right into their hands. And he'd be halfway to 10. So I don't know about the interception thing. I think he does have an opportunity with his ball placement to make sure that he's throwing the ball deep enough for guys to actually make big plays on, not ones where they got to compete, because they're beating them off the line of scrimmage. I just want to see him complete those. And then, listen, defenses moving forward are going to be sitting on these short intermediate routes. So you're going to have to find a way to stop them from sitting at the sticks.
Call my boy on the West Coast, man.
He'll show you how to get the ball out. See, he tried to run that 4th down lead to the fullback, but Lipke.
If he had
Lipke got his.
And you didn't get your. You the only dude that was talking about Lipke. And that just like that pass that they get the first down conversion to Lipke. I'm like, dog, don't go away from that. Keep running that. Come back to that. This plays like that I feel like especially when you get down into the red zone, you cannot lack creativity. And that's where the plays, to me, it just lacked creativity in the red zone. They got to do better, man. That ain't right.
Rico's balling, just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Sure.
He making some plays.
Keeping some folks on the bench, too.
Yeah.
I know we got to take a break, but
that he was doing.
Somebody on the defensive side ain't balling. They moved him on the outside.
Let's.
He was on the inside. They moved him on the outside.
That is called a tease. We will come back. Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
We will come back with that, along with Heckma Harris and Danny McCray. I'm Newey Scruggs. This play is not brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together, we cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Dallas Cowboy Game Time, powered by Lenovo, the official gaming platform and community of the Dallas Cowboys. Sign up now and compete in Madden 24 for a chance to win 2 tickets and a VIP experience to a 2023 Dallas Cowboy home game. Qualifiers begin on October the 6th and run through the 13th. Learn more and register at DallasCowboyGameTime.com.
Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. The panel is Danny McCray, former Cowboy safety, Barry Church, former Cowboy safety, got Heckman Harrison, I am Newey Scruggs. Before we dive into the defense here, Oregon, Colorado.
Oh, come on, man.
Forgot to put that out there. Got to put that one out there.
Oh, I forgot about that, dude. I forgot.
Man, we don't need to do that, man. We can't do that.
What did he pick?
I believe.
Only one who had prime.
Come on, man. Oregon. Boy, I tell you, y'all ain't right, boy. Y'all jump ship. Don't even. You don't get no splash. We don't even get no splash in the water, man.
What happened?
Okay. And so
Chris cut us off. Chris cut us off.
We do have 2 Monday night games. Philly, Tampa, just to go through and see everybody good what they got now. I got Tampa winning 24-23. BCU got Philly winning 24-17.
Yep, still standing back.
Pat Muff, you got Philly winning 27-17. You still good with that?
Yeah.
You got Philly 30-24. Good with that. Okay. The other Monday night game, Rams at Cincinnati. We got the Natty favored by 3. Give me
What happened to Burrow?
L.A.
He's still out there?
Stop it.
He might play.
He's still out.
Is he going to play?
I don't know. He's still playing.
LA 24-21. What you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go LA on this one. 27-14. Burrow, he's still playing.
You know, I think I'm gonna go with the Rams too. I don't think Burrow gonna play. So I don't know, 24-10. 24-10 is gonna be a long night for the Natties.
Yeah, I got the Rams 19-13.
Oh, what?
What the hell?
What?
I'm rooting for Joe. I don't know if he's gonna play, and I also don't know if he's healthy. But actually, I know he's not healthy, so I'm not. Listen. I'm trying to I'm trying to be the one with the best record at the end. I'm not. That's not why I'm picking these games.
It's in my head, not my heart. My head, not my heart.
Yeah. That's you gonna be fooling talking about the Chargers gonna win and deliver and do all this.
Never thought I'd see the day.
Oh, the loyalty. The loyalty.
Danny Dimes supposed to improve. So you want one. So
All right.
You want to get into the defensive play?
Yeah, man, we gotta get into this, man, because I'm a tad bit worried. I mean, only one game, it's only one sample size, only one game, but when you look at the all 22, when you look at the Skybird of this game right here, 26, Deron Bland, he didn't look good. He didn't look good at all. At the line of scrimmage, playing off coverage, because we know what Dan Quinn loves to do. He loves to play man-to-man. They play man-to-man more than any team in the National Football League. I think it's like 65% or some craziness like that. But the outside, Danny, you notice, is different from the inside. Things on the inside happen quick. You can have that first initial movement and get your eyes on the quarterback because things happen really fast in the slot. On the outside, it takes a little bit longer to develop. You won't have longer routes out there, double moves, things of that situation, man. When you looked at it, the guy looked lost out there. He looked lost. He was turned around multiple times out there. They was targeting him. Hollywood Brown, who I would not even consider a top, would y'all say 20 receiver in the league?
Nah.
Wouldn't even consider it. Was out there toasting boys. And he wasn't the only one. I'm about to say, he wasn't the only one because Gilmore, 2019 Gilmore doesn't look like 2023 Gilmore. It does look like he lost a step, and I don't think I'm crazy by saying that. He looks like he lost a little bit of step. Still got the technique, can still be one of the top, 10 to 15 corners in the league, but he does look like he lost a step and he struggles with speed. But overall, Bland, going forward, Is that the move to leave him outside? I mean, I don't know what other options they got right now. Maybe if Nashawn Wright, when he gets healthy coming back, maybe he can be better on that outside, a little bit longer, length and all that good stuff. But, yeah, DaRon Bland, he struggled big time out there on Sunday.
The move is, I talked about this last week, traveling corners. Okay, you got Stephon Gilmore out there. If you do have, because remember when DaRon Bland came in last year, he was at the left corner.
Yeah.
So now this is his first real action at the right corner. So one little learning adjustment here, which is a thing. But then also you do have Stephon Gilmore out there. All right, so I think Dan Quinn is smart enough to say, listen, if we got a guy who's getting targeted, which he's going to get targeted for the rest of the season,
for sure,
then you got to put your best guy on their best guy if you're running man-to-man still 60% of the time that you're playing defense. All right, so I think that's the next step into what Dan Quinn will do.
You want a 32, 33-year-old guy traveling at corner?
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. Protect your players, okay? Because DaRon Bland's going to get targeted all the time. They're actually going to start lining their best receiver up on the right side only until we do something to make them stop doing it. And what will you do? You think Nashawn Wright is the?
I think Nashawn Wright is the key in a zone. I think that's where he would best be suited. I think the playing the man right now with DaRon Bland, if that was the game plan coming in, they have enough time and consistency and whatever else to show them that now we can't put him out on the island like that. Yeah. Look, man, I get a lot of game from y'all, and I use it on my broadcast. I be setting y'all up, and y'all give me all my answers that I need. But I'm just telling you, once you said, because being a former linebacker, I don't have the same keys as cornerbacks and safety. So I see the game completely different from y'all. And it's the see a little, see a lot, see a lot, see a little. He's seeing a lot right now. And I think that is showing teams that, look, maybe double moves, running something underneath. And especially for Gilmore, because of his speed deficiencies at his age, what do? You run a Hollywood Brown on the crosser. Yeah. Make him run. And so teams are going to start doing things like that to our defense. But all of those things, like you alluded to in the first segment, are fixable things. You know, maybe we can't play man as much as we did. And maybe Trayvon Diggs was more of a luxury of being able to play man coverage the way. I mean, and that's okay. You find that out over a sample size and you say, look, now we can fix it this way. But look, for DaRon Bland to stay in man and J. Lou, who didn't have a bad game, but I'm just saying, like, guys like that, I just don't believe you're well suited leaving them on the island.
Listen, it's one. On this part, I'm saying is one game. That's what I believe. I believe it's one game.
It's only week 3.
Time proofing with consistency what DaRon Bland says that he can play ball. So I'm not going to erase everything that happened last year where we were like, yeah, man, 26 could play inside, outside, to having this game against Arizona where a lot of people came out and didn't play how they needed to play. To say, all right, him specifically is a guy who's like, nah, I'm not sure, I'm not comfortable. He still got opportunities. He got the Patriots coming, which he should get his confidence up against them before he gets into some of that top notch competition. But I still have faith in the guy. Don't forget he had led the team in turnovers. He had an off game. They picked on him a little bit, but it wasn't like he was giving up 90-yard bombs for the entire game. He gave us some passes. Trayvon Diggs ain't there. It just looked different.
He wasn't playing for the Broncos yet.
It just looked different. But D-Law, that's one of the ones where you say, listen, he came out, and this has been the entire season and last season as well, to where let's just take away the skill and technique and all that stuff. As far as how hard he continues to play and try to set the tone.
No, he's amazing.
When you look at our run stoppers, I think we got one legit guy who is a force in the run game.
That's 90.
And I think that's 90. Yeah. And we need to find more guys to be stopping guys in the run.
I don't know what we're doing with number 55 at the edge. But that's an experiment that also may need to be looked into. Yeah. If we doing time proof and consistency.
I don't know.
That's not working. That's not working. And I don't know what Sam Williams has done or not done to not to be the guy that they go to out at the edge. But I mean, we're getting gashed, and to see Phoenix, Arizona, get the edges the way that they did, like that was the more troubling thing to me. Like, man, they are getting the edge way too easy.
Which way they be running that thing to? Left side, huh? Whoa, they like running on that left side. I said, oh man, your power left. Oh, counter left. Come on over here to the left side, and they just gonna continue doing that. This is my question for you as well. So, Michael Parsons, great. Okay, What happens? Do you leave him at a position to where if we're behind and the team is able to run the ball, do you leave him at the position of right defensive end? Is that where he stays? Because you can move him around all you want to, but in a passing game. But then when you put him on a guy like Trent Williams, all right, or whoever it is that Lane Johnson, and you say, okay, we're behind, they're going to run the ball. We need somebody to get up here and be able to set the edge and stop them. Is that a consistent 30 snaps that you want to continue to leave them at? Because
it's a question.
What's the alternative?
That's a good question.
No, position flex for Michael Parsons is what makes him so dynamic. And Dan Quinn has to find a way in situations like that to move him into the linebacker position and rush him up the middle. And I think that's why last week I was asking you about 3-4 and him possibly being not just being the 3-4 edge, but sitting outside of the edge. So he didn't have to worry about the blocker so much. I saw him with his hand down set up inside, and I'm like, dude, that ain't how you win with this dude. You have to have him out in space, even a wide 9, a position like that, to allow him to be one-on-one and use his speed. Getting him caught up inside the wash in between the A and B gap is not going to be his game. So, to me, I think Dan Quinn is going to have to look at him and say, look, in situations like that, he's better suited moving him back to linebacker and in that position flex being something that you can use.
You know what he's going to have to do, though, to be able to do that? Read them guards pulling and them tackles pulling. Because, like I said, that's what we got ate up at this game. They coming across there, and I'm like, oh, nah, we not going to cross over? You're not going to cross over? So for the position flex, yes, he can do it. But is he ready to do it considering that he's been playing defensive line for
all training camp,
and all OTAs?
Well, there's your overreaction Monday. Yeah. We'll get back at it tomorrow. Here's something to ponder for tomorrow's show. No answers needed now, but ponder it. Will we see more Mozzie Smith this week when New England comes to town? Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church, I'm Dewey Scruggs. We will dive into that next time right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!